Okay, we're doing another meme review for the end of July 2020 here. Now, I thought we'd start with a Austin favorite here from the sign out in front of the El Arroyo Tex-Mex. Some signs are confusing. This one shouldn't be, but uh, in 2019 we avoid negative people, but in 2020 we avoid positive people. Well, it seems like some people have, yeah. Just gonna go on. Well, of course I want to lose weight. I just don't want to get caught up in one of those eat right and exercise scams. Yeah, some of these are kind of lame, but some of them hit the point pretty good. Yeah, everybody remember whenever Trump said to shut down the border and the media said that he was racist. And then Trump said shut down the border and then they said you didn't do it fast enough, and they've been talking that crap ever since. Remember that? There are a few things we should remember about this and the way that it went down. We had the best economy we've ever had going on, the least unemployment of everybody, including blacks and everything. Just this place was humming. And while they were trying to witch hunt him, can you imagine if they had just gotten behind him a little bit? How amazing that could have been, or amazing it could be again rapidly out of this. Think of that as we fight just to, oh my God. Remember when the media was saying Chinese Wuhan virus and they put it all out? But then Trump said, so we need to worry about this Chinese virus, and all of a sudden they called him a racist. If you want, there's enough videos out there of that exact going down and even date stamps on it. So you can see how this keeps going on. Yeah, and he's played them off pretty good here. He wouldn't have to tweet so much if they wouldn't lie so much. Some people haven't seen it though. I believe it or not, some people are still brainwashed. Remember when the media said we need a leader who gives us hope? And Trump came out and made a big speech about having hope. And then the media said that they were trying to give people a false hope. You remember that? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Democratic Party after the election. Black people. Well, that's the way it always is every 4 years. They haven't been paying attention for ever, and who the Democratic Party was in line with and all of that, from even Abraham Lincoln on. White privilege is a myth. Most everyone I know grew up with poor middle class and had to work to get where they are. You know, that's the whole truth of the matter. We grew up working and continued that after we became adults. Yeah, that's how that works. Then you have a family and keep it together and all those things. DC swamp rats. Everybody wonders what they're going to try to rename themselves that will end up making just a mockery of the whole situation. What may seem very new to people, and especially kids that aren't aware of things, is actually very old and has never worked, and it's not going to work, and we're not even going to try it here in America because we've developed this system that everybody else envies, and we've been doing fantastic. I don't know if you know it, but everything we're talking on and everything has been created through us, through this massive, incredible thing that we did, even going into space and everybody. Yeah, yeah. That didn't work out too good in their best attempt. Well, it's day number 117 of the 15 days to flatten out the curve. You remember that whenever they were talking about 15 days to flatten out the curve, and then they tried to act like, well, people didn't use their masks. But then they quit talking about, as soon as they started writing, they quit talking about people staying in or anything, and they started glorifying it. People didn't have their mask on or anything, and they were like, how fantastic it is. Why? They want you to think that America's in turmoil, and it's got to be because of Trump and not these people causing turmoil. Have a sip of coffee, everybody. Let's continue. Oh no, undocumented Democrat. When someone calls you a capitalist like it's an insult. Yeah, Elon Musk. There was a funny one I saw. I don't think it's on this list here where he's just stating, and it looks like he didn't finish it. It says, everybody always trying to keep African Americans down. You're like, what? Oh, he's a South African. Oh, yeah, it could be North African too, or ancient Egyptian. Those are all Caucasians, of course. Hmm. Someone looks like they're mimicking someone else with their ideals now. He starts coming out like he's brand new from some speech that he has to read off a prompter here. Buy American, hire American, da da da. Yeah, it's the highest form of flattery, but it's also pretty much showing you have no idea and you just want to try to say the same things. But we all know that this is going to work out quite differently, don't we? Unidentified suspect seen defacing New York City mural to read Orange Lives Matter. They caught this video of him. I know it's blurry. Can't really make him out. Have no idea. Kind of ambiguous. I'm not sure if he's white or black or anything. It's just ambiguous there. But yeah. So it says unidentified suspect seen defacing New York mural to read Orange Lives Matter. It announced its investigation into the hate crime of a man who graffitied over the city's sanctioned graffiti. A lot of people say there shouldn't be anything like this whatsoever, no matter what it says, unless it says something that's all encompassing, such as America the Beautiful or something like that. When I was a kid, there was a thing that was done like that. I don't know if it happened in your town, but I don't think it started with us for sure, but it spread like wildfire. We started taking and painting, and the kids were doing this. And ours, it was the fifth and sixth graders, I think. And then later we did it again, but they were like the eighth and ninth graders, and ironically, they were the same damn kids again. But um, they painted up the fire hydrants at street corners and things like that, all up to look like firemen and policemen. And oh, there was funny ones too. There was one that looked like the Tin Man. They did it out of aluminum, paint and everything off of it, all over the place. They did a whole bunch of different ones. It's a great idea. Kind of gave us a pride thing. As I remember correctly, that happened 1976, 77, 78. It wasn't bicentennial, I don't think. It was a little after that. Right in that range, though. Anybody remember that? Anybody realize that on the same day President Trump expanded education and economic opportunities to Hispanics, there became an extreme attack where the left launched a boycott against a Hispanic-owned family business for supporting Trump? And if you think it was because this man had said something or wore blackface at one time or anything, oh hell no. In fact, he was invited to do the exact same thing for Obama, and he said, as his quote, he wasn't going to deny Obama, and he sure wouldn't deny President Trump, and that he didn't speak a word of falseness. He appreciates all the work that he's done for business and stuff. But I want you to remember that and think about this. On the same day where he came out and they go, oh, well, he's doing that, So they started this big campaign to try to knock it down. Great foods, by the way. Grab you some, guys. Their black beans, frijoles negros, are fantastic. Here's a random thought of the day. Is there one single member of the mainstream media that is in favor of any return to normalcy at even this point? Think about that. Fox is kind of on a thing and doesn't want to act like the guys that are way off there and everything else, but they done proved a whole long time ago, and I've said it before to you, I know about filtration and things like that, and this mask thing don't work worth a shit. It might catch some pollen spores, which are huge, but it's a 5 micron, so anything smaller gets through, straight through. And COVID is supposed to be a 0.0125 micron. You'd have to be breathing through some type of reverse osmosis filtration or something like that that is really compacted. There would have to be a lot of stuff. It would be hard to breathe. And was there a single doubt that the media and the rest of the Democratic power structures would be all hands on deck against reopening schools for the simple reason that Trump is in favor of it now? Science doesn't matter, concerns of working parents don't matter, psychological warfare and academic advances of kids don't really matter. The almost non-existent COVID death rate of kids doesn't matter. School opening must be opposed because they, like everything else in this pandemic, chaos and misery must be maximized, so voters blame the person in charge. You see that, don't you? And then the message to Democrats, well, you can actively oppose Trump's re-election without trashing the nation in the process, people. And you're unwittingly driving a lot of people who dislike Trump that would have voted against him into changing their support. Sure, there might be some that are starting to get diluted, but I think as we get right into this, we're going to realize, and hopefully a lot of people come out of the ether. They've got to. In some weird way, the world depends on it. Remember first day of school and you dress up your kids and everything, and then you see them off and don't they look cute in their new clothes? Tweet of the day. America hates immigrants, cried the Somalian refugee who's been elected to Congress. But we come to find out now that she's actually illegally in that position and people are still letting her do it. And then she illegally got her brother in the states and everything, and people are just standing there like, and it's systematically racist against black people, said the black man was elected to president twice. Although he was raised by his white mom and propped up and everything, but irregardless. There is no opportunity for minorities, said the Hispanic bartender who's been somehow elected into Congress. Here's a quote of the day. Our character is not defined by the battles we win or lose, but by the battles we dare to fight. I hope that doesn't become much more important in a short amount of time. If press did your jobs properly, then Trump wouldn't have to spend so much time on the Twitter telling the truth. You see how that works? They put out some BS and he corrects them and makes fools of them, and then they want to talk, well, why is he even doing this? Because you're an idiot on parade. Then they go, he's an idiot on parade. And it's like, you must be talking into a mirrored reflection. For all I can see is people trying so hard to do anything they can. Imagine this, people. Imagine that because of all this BS, they've got a lot more people watching the news, and it's what they want. They want to act like hurricanes coming. You gotta watch us. Find out new. Oh, look. Oh, more. Oh, boy. Hurry, hurry. Extra, extra, extra. Read all about it. Orange man bad. He pointed his finger at the camera. Then somebody else has got a video on him, and he says, I love America and all of you, and pointed his finger at the camera, and you're like, why do y'all keep doing this? The more you know. You know, the commutations, that's where they tried to put that guy in prison, and he turned around and commuted it, and they said, oh, and they threw this big old fit. Well, Clinton did 61, Bush did 11, Trump's at 11 now, I think, or is it 12? I think it's 11 still. I think it was 10 and 11. Obama did 1,715. What? Obama did more than the last 20 something presidents all combined, I heard, or something like that. You know, it's close to that. It's incredible. A lot of ones, too, that a lot of people disagree with totally, and they didn't speak during his presidency because, yes, yes. So, let's just go on past that. Where are we at here? 16. I'll continue a few more. What do y'all think? New York Daily News writer Gersh Kuntzman on firing an AR-15. He did a story about this. It's horrifying, menacing, and very, very loud. It felt like a bazooka and sounded like a cannon. The recoil bruised my shoulder. It gave me temporary PSD. Really? Because I've seen this video here where an 8-year-old girl is target shooting, and it seems fun as hell for her. My daughters didn't have any problem shooting pingers all out there in the field. Yeah, you just got to teach them gun etiquette and everything about it. It's it's an adventure, but it has more gonads than that man up here. Is this like an adult Happy Meal, or does it come with a toy? When your human hasn't left the house in months and you're starting to think that 9 lives may be just too long. Yeah, I've got 3 cats here and a dog, and it's become something. But then again, it's just like summer, but it's been the longest summer ever for the girls and everything. Well, we're leftists, we're allowed to be hypocritical. What? Oh, they've said some stupid stuff like that, just straight out. Like, well, aren't we supposed to freak out next, stupid? Cancel culture is real, the guy says here. No, it isn't. Oh, what? Where'd he go? But, well, I guess that settles it. Or does it? Nick Cannon got a rude awakening when he started talking all his crap recently about how somebody thinks they are the Bible and the Egyptians and everything else, whenever they were none of those. They didn't know it existed, really, but let's continue. Why are so many folks concerned about stimulus checks going to dead people? Just make them pay it back when they show up and vote in November. Yes, yes. I love what you've done with the place. Thanks. I wanted to make it more feel like home in Somalia. And that area looks like it. One more, guys. Defund the police. Well, here's that giant iceberg that sank the Titanic, the unsinkable. What they think they're doing is ending police brutality, but what's really happening is they're enabling all these other things that I probably can't even say on YouTube, even if I'm condemning them. Isn't that disgusting? Please don't block traffic with your protest. I have to go to work to pay for your welfare. And that's about it, guys, but I think I'll do the rest of this line here and put it up right after it as a separate one. Enjoy. Peace.